The Helminth Charger remains one of the most elusive companions in all of Warframe, and there is a good reason behind it. It is a reason that is both because of circumstances and the knowledge that players must have in order to perhaps not make a mistake that may prevent them from getting the Kubrow itself, a infested Kubrow at that. To begin, there are several things that you need to know, and those things are something that we're just going to happen to go through in our guide. As you can see here, there is already a few highlights that have been displayed, but you may not know the importance of these highlights until we continue further on in the video. Now, to get you started, there are two things that you need to do within the Codex. First, you need to complete the quest lines, the Howl of the Kubrow, and the Glassed Gambit, and there is extreme importance behind these two very specific missions that I mentioned. One is because they both come with their own features, but also both of them unlock very specific features that are highly required to even obtain a Helminth Charger. First is the Glassed Gambit. As you can see here, the Glassed Gambit unlocks the Warframe Nidus, an infested type Warframe. But also there is an importance behind this Warframe, as it also unlocks the infested area within your ship, the Helminth hive mind to be more exact. Secondly, you need to also access the quest of the Howl of the Kubrow and complete it. This quest line is what unlocks the incubator, which will allow you to obtain Kubrow's Kavats, and it'll allow for access to the Helminth Charger. As you can see on my Warframe's neck, I already have one of the effects from completing the Nidus storyline present, which just happens to be a Helminth cyst. A cyst that will allow me to create my new Helminth Charger. To begin, if you've completed both of these quest lines, as stated, you do need to get infected with a cyst. This cyst takes 2 to 3 days real time to fully develop. Once fully developed, you need to go into the incubator and begin a new incubation period. So you want to make sure that you put your current Warframe's companion in stasis. If you have, go ahead and drain the cyst, and as you can see here, a new incubation has begun, and the cyst on Mirage's neck is now missing. This is because the cyst itself serves as a genetic template in which the Helminth Charger itself is born from. Once the incubation period that you see on screen has ended, I will have a healthy, young Helminth Charger hatchling. Because she is a female, I'm going to go ahead and give her a female name, which just happens to be one of my favorite cartoon characters growing up from Scooby-Doo, Daphne. Many of you that may not be familiar with Daphne, you do need to go ahead and go check out Scooby-Doo, especially if it's kind of a cartoon up your alley. But the relevance here is not important, but what is important is what is coming up next and what we need to discuss. As you can see on screen, the Helminth Charger is something unique. It is an infested type of pet, a infested Helminth Charger to be more exact, and it came directly from my character's cyst that was on its neck. Now, I did decide for the sake of this video to go ahead and speed up the incubation process and rush my Helminth Charger to maturity. As you can see here, I do have access to my Helminth Charger's specific abilities such as Trample and Proboscis, each of them coming with their own unique features. Trample being that it will hit a random target full on for an insane amount of damage, and also the fact that it can use my Kubrow mods, allowing for me to increase this damage by 330%, and the fact it has a unique ability which is much like Nidus's pull that he uses, his own version of the Proboscis, which lures enemies in and draws them into a trap or a form of perhaps imminent death, to be more exact. As you can see here, I have leveled up Daphne quite a bit, but if you want to know a little bit about customization, it is completely possible. There are two different skins that you can use. You can use the Helminth pattern, or you can use the degenerative pattern. Now, just like the Kubrow and Kavats, it does use the color schemes that can be purchased within the shop. So all you have to do is go to the marketplace, purchase the color schemes that you prefer. As you can see, I have them all unlocked. And personally, I'm going to go for a more infested look because I do appreciate the creativity behind the infested themselves. So bright greens, some reds, blacks, it all works out quite well and offers that kind of a infested feel to the Helminth Charger itself. So I'm going to take you away from hearing me talk for a bit just to see some of the customization options that you have. As you can see, there are a lot of customizations possible for the Kubrow, especially since the Helminth Charger is classified as one. You can choose random collars, you can choose random armors, but they have to be accessible by a Kubrow. Unfortunately, you cannot use the Kavat armors, which are available for the Kavats only. I really wish we had a chance to choose between Kavat armor or Kubrow armor, as it does seem that the Kavat armors would have worked a little bit better on the Helminth Charger itself. However, some of the Kubrow armors themselves actually look really cool on the infested breeds. They look absolutely outstanding. They actually bring the design quite to life. For me personally, I prefer the Kuva Kubrow armor, which can be obtained through the Kuva pack, which you will find in the marketplace for approximately, I believe it's 475 platinum. So if it is something that you decide to purchase, know that it is not going to be cheap. It will cost you a little bit of a pretty penny. And it does kind of accent the Helminth Charger, in my personal opinion, quite well. Unfortunately, I did have a hard time finding colors that I wanted that matched my Helminth Charger itself. I did have to go through and kind of organize it to have that look that I wanted, because I like the reds, the blacks, the yellows, and the greens. I really feel, to me, that it brings out the idea that this infested breed is something completely unique, that it adapts to its surroundings. So I decided to go ahead and make it a little more aesthetically pleasing to my eyes, whereas some of you may not prefer that, and you may actually prefer, you know, neon colors or pastels or what have you. But for me, I just felt this was more something along the lines of my preference. So I decided to go ahead and make my armor match the Helminth Charger's skin coat, just simply for the fact it feels like a biomechanical organism, especially because there are other infested in the game. Now, if you are tired of having cysts on your character, especially for the fact that you've unlocked the infested door, you need to go ahead and let the cyst reach a form of maturity where the tendrils are sticking out. If you have, all you have to do is go to the back left of your ship, go into the Helminth room, sit at the chair, have it remove the cyst. Unfortunately, every time you do this, Ortis will gripe at you. The Helminth Charger will question your reasoning, and it kind of almost seems like there is a story behind that whole ordeal. Now, if you do have any more questions regarding the Helminth Charger itself, if you have any questions regarding how to get started in Warframe, please let us know down in the comments. Please let us know what type of tutorials you want. We're always here to help you. We are really excited that we can and will. I mean, it's something really magnificent for us, and it's something really that kind of makes us feel like we belong as a part of the community. Again, I do want to, as always, give a huge shout out to DE. Thank you so much, DE, for your help in 2017. We can't wait to see what 2018 holds for us, as well as you all. Again, I want to thank all of you who do tune in to our videos. Thank you so much. And we look forward to having you going on into 2018, and we're excited to see what 2018 holds. Again, I'm your host, Dustin Murphy here at Blastaway, the Game Review. I want to give a huge shout out to Chris Fradney for his help with the Helminth Charger tutorial. Thank you all, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.